recognition software because it can be accessed from security cameras. I don't know if this stayed in the budget, but the casino people were talking about having facial recognition software for people at casinos. Could this system ever access that kind of photos, and would that be a concern if it
Well,
did?
this is not what we're talking about at all, and this is a very narrow use. And, you know, it's a use that is, I think, along the same line, the same lane with what we have done in the past. In the past, and we've got examples in these cases, if you had an identification of a person, or if you got a picture of a person, and you had some other lead, like you knew what car that person was driving, we've actually got a case like this, you could then go into BMV and run everybody in that county who had that car, and then you would pull, and then that car, and then you would pull all those pictures up. Let's say you had 11 people with that precise car, you'd get those 11 pictures, and you would start trying to match those pictures with what a surveillance camera in the store had shown. We're going to do the same thing. Our process will be identical, except that we're going to be able to do this electronically. We're going to be able to do this and go into the database instead of having to go to the car first.
In terms of the oversight of those and the 2,000 plus cases that have already, where this has been used, has there been any issues in misuse?
We're not aware of any misuse. You know, but that's the same thing that we could say. You could ask the same question of Oleg. You know, when you get misuse, someone reports it and someone gets prosecuted. Law enforcement, you know, is told time and time again about the law in regard to that. The best deterrent is putting people in jail, quite frankly. And the best deterrent is prosecution. And so we have had successful prosecutions, and they have been very high profile. So that sends a message to law enforcement about its abuse. Could this be abused? Well, sure. Anything out of Oleg can be abused. Law enforcement person can do bad things, just like anybody else can, but there's a law to prohibit it here. Now, one of the things that we are going to do is we have reviewed this ourselves even before the working group comes back. We are going to put a pop-up screen that's going to come up that's going to, again, flag it for law enforcement and tell them, you know, it has to be used for official purposes, et cetera, if they go in on that. We also are looking at Oleg in general, as we periodically do, about how we can increase awareness of the law, instructions, and hold people accountable.
Is there
It's a legitimate concern, and you know, we constantly try to improve that, and we are trying to do that.
Is there a routine oversight or auditing of Oleg's use, or do you rely on someone else noticing that it's been misused and reporting it to you, or can you just go look for suspicious things in the use logs?
We can look. We can certainly look, but I will tell you the way it usually comes up is someone reports it, and that's how the prosecutions normally occur.
Have you discussed putting in place an audit to try to catch things that happen when no one's
This
looking over
working
the shoulder?
group, this working group can come back with any recommendations they want to.
Do you have any concern?
And I have a lot of trust. We have judges on here. We have a juvenile judge. We have a common pleas, general division judge. We have people who, can certainly take a good hard look at it. And I have no, Oleg has been in place for 10 years. It has been, the safeguards have been improved over a period of time. Does that mean that Oleg in general cannot be improved? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Oleg certainly could be improved in the safeguards. So this working group wants to come back with more recommendations about that. That will be great too. We're going to do that. To my knowledge, this had not been done before a working group put together. And I haven't been Attorney General only two years plus, but I don't know that anybody's ever put a